During this shift I was riding my old road bike, a Trek 1200 from the mid-90s, with full Shimano 105, that I had bought used. It was in pristine shape when I got it, and a great deal in my opinion. Over time I had ridden it into the ground. The brake pads were completely worn, which meant that stopping always required forethought. The cables were stretched right out too, which meant that I spent most of the time in one gear. And both wheels had noticeable wobbles to them, from the countless potholes and curbs I had traversed over. But given the fact that it would cost me more to repair the bike than what I had paid for it, I never bothered attending to its issues. I had let myself get dragged out of my preferred zone, which was to stay in the downtown core, where the pings were plentiful, and the trips short and sweet. Every delivery I accepted would drag me further and further west, where every trip would see me riding 5 or more kilometers, and into enclaves that were relatively foreign to me. I decided to call it quits and head back east, until I got a ping for a large order from a Thai food restaurant near me. One that I had coincidentally made 2 pickups from already that evening. I would do this last run, that would hopefully take me back in the direction I wanted to go. However, once I got the order and swiped to start the delivery, I was, once again, being sent further west, and surprisingly far too. I found myself winding through streets where the homes grew in size the further I rode. By the time I reached my destination, I was on a strip with massive places, on what I would describe as triple-wide lots. They were no less than 80 feet wide, and every home looked like it was 5,000 square feet or more. The place I was delivering to was impressive, even in relation to the homes around it. An extremely large and modern construction, all white, with floor-to-ceiling windows throughout, and completely lit up with recessed lighting. Outside, and parked in front of a 3-door garage, was a Porsche Cayenne and a Porsche 911. I walked my busted bike up the driveway and simply lay it on the ground. I felt uneasy about trying to stand it up anywhere. I massaged the customer as I approached the entrance, which was recessed into the building, and had a set of double doors that were 8 feet tall. After a moment, and no reply from them, I rang the doorbell. I stood there for at least a minute before the door finally opened. But just a crack. Peering out was a clean-cut young man, in athletic leisure wear. He seemed excited. He called out to someone inside. "Is it Korean? It smells like Korean." When the person inside replied, "It's Thai," his excitement seemed to fade. There were 2 large bags, and he conceded that he would have to open the door wider to accept them. When he did, I got a better look inside. A massive foyer, with a double spiral staircase leading to the 2nd floor. Everything was white. There was nothing on the walls, and no visible furnishings whatsoever. While I was impressed by the minimalism, the double spiral staircase somehow ruined it. I questioned the homeowner's sense of style. As the young man took the bags, he asked, "Did you bike here?" I said, with a positive tone, "Yes." To which he simply replied, "Oh?" And that was that. He shut the door. No thanks. No goodbye. No tip. I will admit, I hoped they had to reheat their food. It took me nearly 10 minutes to simply get back to the area which I had already deemed too far, and another 20 minutes to get back to my preferred area for deliveries. By that time I was done, and promised myself I wouldn't be lured away from the warm glow of the Sagerias again,